Hello, hello, hello! And welcome back to another stream. Hope you guys are doing well. Hope all is good. Okay. Nice, my link, auto link worked. Okay. Hopefully. Stream won't have any trouble today. Like, well, just won't run out of queue or query, rather, whatever it's called, today, and I can do all the fun things that I set up last time. But we are going to be setting up, or at least starting to set up, the backrooms. Basically, someone had an idea of wanting to see how, like, something like the backrooms would be set up. And I was like, you know what, that actually sounds like I took a look at them and I was like, that sounds like a fun thing to do. So I'm just gonna get some models in Blender for the walls going, and then we'll see about populating them with PCG, you know, populating the floor, populating the ceiling. Maybe not the ceiling, because the ceiling is just a copy of the floor, but in terms of just populating the walls and just getting a random kind of maze going that we can then move around and adjust as we need to. You know, cut out areas, but it'll do the job for us, kind of. That's the idea, because you don't want to manually place everything. So let's go ahead and get started. It's actually also going to be my first time working in Blender for modeling. I'll be honest. I've always done. I've always used Maya. So I'm an Autodesk Maya user. So I've been only learning, you know, Blender only recently. So if you'll have to excuse me if I take longer to do certain things. That would be quite quick for you if you're a big Blender user. But you know, hopefully it'll be fine. It shouldn't take that long. So all I'm gonna do is, yeah, I'm just gonna take so just learn today I can use 1, 2, 3 to no, nope, E, scale, X, there you go. Ta-da! Look at this beautiful wall. The beauty, the one good thing is Blender's cube is automatically 200 units wide. It's 200 centimeters wide, so it should perfectly snap on the grid. Like, so I love that. We might want to make it taller, but let's just see how it is. So I'll use this, and I'm just going to select it. Hey, look, welcome in. Yeah, PCG Friday night it is. Actually, since you're here, you're first one in, let's see if this works now. Hey! It works! Yes! Well, they still have access to the YouTube bandwidth. It still works. It's small things. Because a couple of days ago I tried using it and it wasn't set up properly, but now it is. So I'm happy. Small things. Small things. Yes, you are the first. Welcome in. Actually, I'll share something else in a bit that I implemented. I need to automate it. I don't know with what yet, but I'll think of something. But for now, let's just do where do I put this? I want to put this I'll make a a new folder for this project because I haven't made the project yet. Call the project Backrooms. Backrooms files. Okay, and if we take this, paste in here. Wall straight. It's a static mesh. And we're also gonna need a broken wall. So I did this. Learning. This part is I'm still not used to. If I have to go wireframe to clear it, I'm still not used to. But I did this. Remove that. Well, no, I need to do these two. And then it is bridge. There's no hotkey for bridge? I'm surprised. But at least when you right click, it actually maintains the positioning. That's actually, you know what, Blender? That is convenient. So can I do this? Will it let me? It will! Nice. So if I click here, yeah, it just goes right to it. Unless if it doesn't fit, then it doesn't go all the way. Okay, that makes sense. Okay, so now we have, it's kind of cut in. Great. And I'll do another one that is just one of them. Maybe just one of them. We'll see. Okay. So let's start with this. And this is going to be straight with gap. Oh, I need to do selected objects. Well, we'll see if the other one gave me problems. Right, it doesn't automatically do selected objects. I hope you guys are having a lovely Friday. Let's launch a new thing. Get a new project going. There it goes. Yeah, this weekend I'm gonna, well, set up this video. And I'm hoping to finally set up multi-streaming as well. So if you guys prefer to like watch it on Twitch, it's gonna have a lot more controls probably, the features. Be able to do it there. We want a blank one, no starter content. And backrooms. And backrooms tutorial. Sure. Yep, great. You just learned something new. What did you learn? There it is. So we want a new basic level, and I'll just go ahead and I'm just gonna quickly save this folder. This is gonna be my testing folder. And this is just quick settings, maps. There you go. Oh, the bridge function. Yeah. Bridge is super good. It's around not just in Blender, it's in all 3D programs. That is one benefit to me knowing like other 3D programs like Maya already is I know the tools and the names of the tools and what exists in general. So a lot of stuff is just learning the new hotkeys, learning the new locations for stuff, and less learning about the tools themselves. Although Blender has so much better. It's just infinitely better than freaking Maya. Maya costs thousands of dollars and Blender's free. It's like how Blender's not industry standard yet, I don't know. After even using it for just a little bit, it's like, my God, is big difference. Holy crap. Yes. Oh, I need to. That looks good. You know what I should have done? I didn't add. I should have done third-person character. Add feature content pack, third person. Edit project settings. Third-person game mode. So, okay, so a couple of things I'm noticing. I would want this to be bigger. How much bigger? If I scaled it to be twice as big, let's say. For convenience, like if I just made it twice as big, would that be? Because it's gonna line up well. Twice as big, I think is fine. We don't need it to be vertically twice as big. Yeah, so let's do width-wise. Thickness-wise, it can also be twice as big. But height-wise, we only need like 1.5, honestly. Yeah. So let's go back to Bridge and scale this. I need to, I think, Shift S. Okay, so I need to change the pivot. It's I learned about this control period. No, control period. Control period, but wrong period. So now I can grab the pivot, just go along Z, and then snap it. There we go. Yeah. So now I can do this and scale it to be twice as big this way, and then actually only scale it Y. Twice as big width-wise, and then scale it in Z 5, and I'm not gonna scale it in depth. I'll just leave it as is. So that should be 400 units wide, so it should be nice and easy to work with. Let's go ahead and just re-export the gap, and I'm actually gonna import the one without the gap. And why don't you retain the same folder? I guess. Oh, okay. I need to same thing. this. Place it on the bottom. There we go. And then turn off this point, and then scale. Why is... Oh, here we go. Okay. Now we can snap it there, and then snap it there. Okay. That lines up beautifully. Let's overwrite the straight one. And now, in Unreal, I'll go ahead and reset the scale on both of these. And then I'll just go ahead and re-input. Reset. There we go. Okay, so the only thing left to do is to change the collisions on this. Because if I do show simple collision, right, we don't have nice collisions, so I'm gonna remove collisions, and I'm going to add a box simplify collision. And that should be good enough. Now let's copy it over. It technically has a little bit of a gap in here, but once it's actually once it's like wall to wall, you're not gonna walk through it, so it doesn't matter. I'm not gonna care about that. So now this guy over. S Shift C to enter, and SZ 1.5 enter. Right, you can type in the numbers. Yeah, I forgot you can type in the numbers. There we go. So now we can walk through. So we got this. Okay. So we have now our wall, and we have our gap, and yeah, let's just start creating just our area in PCG. Right. So let's make a new blueprint class. This is gonna be BP Backrooms. And I'm going to get a PCG setup. PCG restart. Save. Yeah, because there's not much here. It's nice and quick to open up. Okay, so this is gonna be PCG Backrooms. Okay, so the idea is we want a spline as always. I love the spline, and spline. I'm going to do a closed loop in here. Generation panel, square, and we'll do like 1,000 units. Linear point, close loop, and then yeah, so there's 2 points there, so I'm gonna delete one. There you go. Let's press delete, and now we're good. Because that's something I notice is whenever you create it and then link it together, there's actually 2 points on top of each other. So now there's only one. Because sometimes PCG complains about that, just by having 2 points on top of each other, so it's good to get rid of it. And then add PCG. And where's the PCG graph that we just made? Bam. Okay. So we're gonna need to make this considerably bigger. So you know what? I should have just generated it bigger. Yeah, that's fine. For the tutorial, I'll probably need to remember to just, instead of 1,000, I'll do like 10,000 or something for the video. Just have a nice big one by default. Hello, Sean. Welcome in. How's it going? Happy Friday. How are you? How are you? Okay, so now let's start getting this. Get spline data, spline sampler, and we already know that it's going to be on interior, unbounded because that's still bug, and the spacing is 400 because we know we made the actual walls 400. I'm going to just slightly adjust this. You good? I'm doing well. Doing well. We're just trying to see if I can figure this out, make this kind of cool, and so we can have an auto-generating area. Oh, I'm sorry to hear about your headache, Olivia. Hopefully, that goes away or has gone away already. Your PCG rest up generating for no reason? Yeah, PCG is quite buggy. And sometimes you have to, like, it really wants things a certain way or it just says no. Like, for example, if you use a difference node, if you have two things piped into differences, occasionally it will work. Sometimes it'll be like, no, you have two inputs there. No, we're just not going to generate anything past it. No, it doesn't matter if it's fine. We're just not going to generate anything. So, like, you can't have sometimes you can't have multiple things into the difference node. Why? I don't know. Couldn't tell you. It's the same thing with the for loops in the custom nodes. Sometimes it will be fine, and sometimes it won't. Hopefully, it gets better soon. You know. But we have our points. Let's actually change this to like 350. So that way we just see it with all gaps. And now I can, what I can do is already just quickly just do a static mesh spawner so I can just test out my walls. I'm going to get both of them populated in here. Okay. Beautiful. Oh, you know what I need to do? I need to migrate over my my setup from before. So let me save this, and I'm gonna open up the building series that kind of wrapped up, and I want to grab the incremental transform node from there. It loses the landscape data if you generate clean many times or change your graph variables. Oh, that is weird. That is weird. So there's a few bugs with PCG. One of them is if you do something, like if I move this and I press Control Z, you see how there's now two of these guys? Just because I press Control Z. If I move this, there's this ghost one. It's there. It's just there in origin. And I can go into my PCG now and click clean up and generate. The ghost is still going to be there. I can select it and selects the pieces here. So what you can do is basically go into your graph, like for this bug, clean it up, and then anywhere where you see HISM or ISM, shift select all of them and then press delete. And now if you go back here, right, you clean up and generate is now working correctly. So yeah, there's bugs like this with PCG where just like, unfortunately, it's just, yeah. Fixation when you accidentally updated the landscape data, putting on a random layer, painting a random layer. Oh, that's it. Huh. Interesting. I need this guy. That's all I need, I think. Great. Yeah, because it's not. And then I am going into here, content. Okay, so I got my incremental transform. There we go. Oh, one of the most common. Yeah. There's even when doing it myself, there was one point. I don't remember which episode it was on, but earlier on, like probably the first like 3 or 4 episode like parts of that I did. There was something like I did it, I set it up, it worked, and then I just recreated it in a new project for the tutorial. And during the tutorial, it would not work. It was exactly the same, and it would not work. And so I had to then change up some stuff to make it work again. But like it worked the first time with the exact same like everything. It didn't work the second time. So there's stuff like that that's just buggy in PCG, and unfortunately, like there's like nothing I can do like about it. So yeah, hopefully soon it'll get better over time. But we're just gonna wait for updates. So this incremental transform, there's a video on it if you guys want it. I want to know how it's made, but I can now turn on Z rotation increments and just rotate them randomly 90 degrees. Some of them are rotated now 90 degrees, which is exactly what we want, but we also want to offset them. They're currently, pivot point is in the center. So let's offset these guys. And it's going to be offset by half, so it's going to be offset by 200, I believe. X, or is it Y? It's Y. X. Wait. Hold on. Let me sample. Sample here. And actually, I'm just gonna change the extents. It's absolute. Let's make this like 3, 5. Oh. Hey, yeah, that's up. Am I being dumb? I mean, the answer is yes. The answer is yes. Oh, it's because... Oh, I know why. I need to do... Just take this as well. Reset this. Reset this. Rotate these points 90 degrees. Let's get a copy of these. Merge them. Then let's do this. Yeah, so now I can actually see where it's being offset because I'm doing it now in both directions. Now I can do transform points. All right, there we go. Transform points. Yeah, so now if it's 200 on Z, there we go. Right, so now we have this this kind of cool looking like maze. The big landscape being big shouldn't affect it. I mean, it'll affect your performance, but not whether or not it works, theoretically. Because I've pushed PCG to the limit where my computer Unreal froze, but that's it. A little bit lower than it still generated, but just took a while. Took a break, adjusted some settings. Yeah. Yep. Yeah, it really does work weird. Sometimes. It really does. But yeah, this is pretty much, this right here is pretty much what is my normal process of like doing things. It's like something goes on, something weird is happening, and you start tweaking it. And then like figure out where's that one thing, the one thing that it's like but it feels real good when you find that one thing that, you know, that finally, you know, gets what you want. I'm gonna change the probability of these walls. I'm gonna change the weight of this one to be like 3 to 1, 4 to 1. I want those to be 5 to 1. Most of the time I want it to be the other walls. So already we're just getting the right, the setup for it. So I also want to grab a floor tile and I want a wall tile. So we also want to put this on, along the edge of the walls. Let's actually do that first. And I'm going to do another spline sampler. This one is going to be not subdivision, distance 400. And I'm going to just have this, and I'm going to rotate them. By 90 degrees. Oh, and I need to offset them. Just 200. Is it 200 or is it negative 200? It's negative 200. X. Wait. Why? Why is it the way it is? Why are you the way you are? You also anyone here knows how to import a spline into Unreal from Maya or import a spline? I have not tried importing a spline. Splines usually are done in Unreal, even like things like Houdini or stuff usually tends to use Unreal splines. Sandwich just stops generating points, that's why you need to change the landscape data. You have the same issue on your graphs and this. You're not the only one. Yeah, well, I'd say 99% of the time, whenever you find an issue, you're never the only one. It just, yeah. Most often than nice, you're not the only one with an issue. Why are things the way they are? I'm confused. Why are you? Why is there no point right there? Well, there's the problem. I figured out the problem. Why is he just not putting a point there in the corners? Well, there's your problem. That's why it doesn't have the corners properly done. Okay. Well, if it doesn't have the corners properly done, then I need to move them inwards. Probably. This is outwards. So negative grid. Move them inwards a little bit so they kind of intersect into themselves. And also, there's just no good way of cutting it out, huh? I'm gonna make a weird shape here. Oh. So the problem is these corners. And if it's not putting the point there, if it's refusing to put the point there, the solution is I can scale the walls actually. What if I scale the walls just a little bit? But just along Y. Oh. Just to get rid of this hole. It's not good. The problem is it's not good. I really don't like this. I can't do absolute rotate. I'd want it to follow the angle. Okay, so what if I just did the same thing I did for... No, instead of this, I'm going to do the same thing I did on the... Do I still have it open? I don't. I'm going to do the same thing I did for the building to get the exterior walls. I thought I could do with a spline, but I guess I need to do like the more annoying method. Unfortunately, I need to do this. Copy. Paste. Please. This in. Oh, I need to offset them. Okay. What are the offsets that I was using before? That's what I help. That's usually how I work, if you're wondering. I was like, okay, what did I do before? I'll just copy from my old self. It's faster that way. Half wall size X, Y, positive, negative. Okay. Oops. Okay, so half wall size 200. No, positive 200 on the first one. Negative 200 on the second one. Positive 200 on the Y. Negative 200 on the Y. But I need to rotate the entire thing by 90 degrees for it to work. So, because in my case, the point and the walls are rotated to be rotated 90 degrees first. Oh, is it? Do I need to do it after? Is that the problem? Do I need to do it here? There we go. Okay, so now we have the beautiful wall. So now it's correct. There we go. So now we have a correct wall. So now we have a correct wall, and we have the maze in the middle. And now I want to get the floor in. So I'm gonna go. Let's go open up Blender real quick. And get myself a cube. And then I'm gonna. I did 2. Yep, 2 and click. Right. Thanks for reminding me about that before. Scale to be thin. Something like that. That should be fine. That should fit perfectly in what we need. And let's go ahead and just export this guy. Let's give me our floor. Grab the floor. So this is usually like how I do like all my all the videos. Like I'm like, okay, let me make it first, figure out what the hell, how the hell it's gonna work, and then go from there. Sound like respawner. Floor. Okay. There we go. So there's the floor. To make it easier to detect the floor and the walls, let's make make a new material for the floor. And I'll just modify this guy. I'll modify both. So that way it's not a white color here either. There we go. Okay. So, I mean, if I can already Right, we can already navigate through here. Ta-da! But what I want to do, so right now it is kind of okay, but I want it to be a little bit better, because right now it is rotate only 90 degrees here. I want to also, because we've not offset it, rotate in the other direction. So here I'm going to do 180 and negative 90. Merge all of them. And then I need to clear out more points. Then we have some areas we can't access, but other areas are okay. I wonder if I could get... no, I can't get through there. It's not great. I think the other one was better. I think the other one was actually better. This one works worse. Yeah, let's go with the original plan, just to rotate 90 degrees. Okay, so we have this now. Now, occasionally, what I also want to do is I want to, because this is pretty basic, I want to also make it so you can place a cube somewhere. That will... well, I wanted to clear out an area based on a cube, based on like a shape. So let's do that. So after here, I'm going to get a difference node. And it's not going to do anything. And then I'm going to get actor data. And I'm going to create a cube. Right. So let's say like I want to have like nothing here. Right, that's the idea. So I'm going to give this cube a tag. I'm going to say clear walls. Copy that. And I'm going to do all world actors by tag clear walls. And I'm going to do a surface sampler. Is it surface sampler that I want, or volume sampler? This might be a volume sampler. And then on this guy, I'm going to set it to be ahead in game. Can I turn it to be invisible but still see the debug? I'm not sure, so change this to absolute, and then I'm going to change this to like 1000. Don't see anything yet, so is it surface sampler that I want? Sample it, absolute. That. Why not point? Why no point? Yeah, we don't want unbounded. We definitely want bounded. But per square meter. 10. Eh? Eh? Am I crazy? Yeah, no points. Okay. So this actually gets me information. This doesn't. So it is a volume. Select multiple. Overall actors. Why? I know it's been a while since I've done this. I'm doing something. I know I'm doing something. Probably it's just stupid. But the Korean dev uses the editor Gizmo to debug PCG points in one of his videos. Use the editor Gizmo? What do you mean? Like he's like oops. Like he puts the access guides on there. Actually, not a bad idea to spawn something. We're not gonna spawn anything because it's not pointing anything. Yeah, it is extra data that I want. I do this. Yeah, that's not a volume. But I haven't done this in 5.3, so I wonder if it's different now in 5.3. I am confuzzled. Why? Okay, so it is getting a point. Right? So it's getting the point. It's right there. Right, because if I did transform points again. Oh, you know what? I don't think I even need to do all of this. I think I'm just overcomplicating all of this. It's a single point. If I sample it, right, here's the whole point. I'm like way overcomplicating here. There, done. And just set this to be... It's late, it's hidden in game, on, turn on game mode, there, I'm done. I'm gonna take a drink of my water. This is the stuff you don't see when in the tutorial videos. Me bashing my head against the wall, thinking of some way of doing something, and then realizing I'm being dumb and just having like a much simpler solution to something. See the name of the mesh. You don't see the white cubes, but their locations and orientation as well. Oh, the mesh of the for the debug. Yeah. But okay, so now we have this, which is cool. I kind of want to. What if I did this here? As well. Haha! So now I can close off an area. Okay. Right, so now we can close off an area and we can make it like fully closed off. That's great. Right? So now I want to, after this, I want to swap out specific walls for specific walls. So for example, the wall with the gap, after this has been set up, I want to then change those points to be the ones with the hole, so you can walk into them from specific locations. Well, thank you. This is why I do it, because like I'm learning while I do it, but it's because it also helps you guys that I posted, because I learn from other people on YouTube as well. So it's like that's why I started the whole YouTube channel. It's like yes, I want to learn myself, but if I'm only learning myself, I might as well help like show other people so everyone can learn together. So I'm glad it also helps you. This is the floor. This is the interior walls. This is exterior walls. Yeah. I can't stand the white. I always have to make him just black and it should bubble. I wish I could do this as default, but you can't. Well, thank you very much, Lika. I really appreciate it. Yeah. Okay, so now what we want to do is do an overlap. It's not called overlapping. What is it called? There's a node that is based on whether something is intersection? No. Intersection. Okay, so if it is intersecting with, let's make a new things. I'm gonna make a new cube. Actually, I'll make a cylinder just for easier access, so I know exactly which one's which. Give us a wall thing, and then there's going to be a door. So by tag, this is called door. And if I sample, so I need to select multiple here and select multiple here, because we want to be able to do multiple of these. There we go. So there's our point, right? So if I, for example, now place this here, by sampling, there it is. It's overlapping. Let's do hidden in game. Great. So what I want to do is, if it is overlapping, so it has found those are all the points there, but I want to. Oh, I don't want to do from here. Oops, I see the problem. I need to do it from here. So after this difference, oh, but it's removed the wall. Okay, it's fine. Is it not? It's there. Oh, intersection. Oh, not multiply. No. It should be okay. So now, if I did this. Okay, so now it's done this. Great. So what I want to do now is do another difference node. And then we want to remove this point from it. And then it is going to spawn all of this. Which we don't need this one here. We just do this, difference into difference. And then another static mesh spawner here. That is going to be exclusively the one with a hole. So wherever this is placed, it is now replacing whatever wall was there with the hole. Assuming there was a wall there to begin with. Right, so that is a wall. Right. So everywhere this is has a hole in it. Guaranteed. Okay. But we also want to do the same thing here. All right, so for these quote-unquote exterior walls, we want to do the same thing. So I'm going to just take this, duplicate it down here. So after this transform points, where after we rotated it, I want to get the intersection. And then the same thing here, get ourselves a difference node. And from here, this is going to be cut out. So now, if I place this here, no, hold on. Oh, I need to, instead of minimum, I need to do a binary. There we go. Check it out. So now we can cut out any rooms we want and then put doors in effectively wherever we want. So now you can create a level that is have this backrooms effect, but still have areas where you can just customize where you want. So what we can do now is just customize the shape. I need to grab you. I'd rather have you. All right, let's just go with something like this. Let's say we want this kind of shape, and now we can just say, okay, well, this area here is going to be a room by itself. So now I can just, put this in here. Not quite happy with that area there, so I'll just do this. There we go. It's now cut out, and now I can go in here and take this one and just there we go. Now we have a room. We have made a room. And now we have a door. Fantastic. Oh, thank you. Thank you, Sean. Actually, I'm going to test out a second feature that I added before. I don't know. I haven't figured out a way of when I want this to work, but... see if it...
Sean Becker says, very cool.
Do you guys hear that? Let me know if you heard that. Oh, is this doing all of them? Oh, it's not doing multiple. There we go. That's why I had the problem. It was not doing select multiple. And if I wanted to do just interior versus just exterior, let's change that. So I'll make this wide. Awesome, so it does work. So I need to figure out like when I'd want that to be automated, because like there's no channel points on YouTube, and so I can't do like stuff like I can on like with Twitch. So I don't know when I would have that go. Obviously, I'll do once I set up like super chats or something like that. It'll be on, obviously. But I want to, like, for fun, I'd want a way of doing that, without paying. Or I mean, I can always, I can always do it if you guys. So the two things I have are the text to speech and this, which, as I've just learned, does not work with emotes, which makes sense. It makes sense. But actual emotes doesn't work, but But that returns text. That's funny. Okay, I'm gonna change clear walls exterior is the one I'm gonna do. Clear walls exterior. If I want to change exterior walls, otherwise it'll only do interior walls. And that way I can, for this one, I can go to tag and get myself an extra thing called clear walls exterior. And now it'll do both. So now I've cleared out the interior walls, right? With this one, without affecting the exterior walls. Very cool. I don't know what you're talking about, Alika. I think everything is fine. I would definitely not do this to you.
Alika says, please don't do that to me, grinning face with sweat. I'm from South America and probably posting romantically broken things on here, face with tears of joy.
Definitely wouldn't do anything like that. No. You're fine. Don't worry about it. Everything's perfect. And every time I do that, you have a random chance of getting 3 voices: SpongeBob, Squidward, or Plankton. Okay. Last thing I'm gonna do, not last thing, but like another thing I want to do for this is I want to do the ceiling. I want to do the ceiling real quick. Also, this is another bug. I don't know if you guys experienced this. Oh, now I can zoom. Depending on your, I think it's depending on your zoom level. No, sometimes, as you saw, I was trying to move this and I couldn't until you like change zoom levels and stuff. It's like, I don't know if you guys experienced that bug when you're trying to move comments when they're inside of other comments. Sometimes you just can't select them. Okay, I want to do roof. Roof is easy. I can just take this, duplicate this, and then transform points first. And we're gonna move these. We may scale them by 1.5, right? So it's gonna go from 300 up. Yes, 300 up. So now we can't see anything through them. So hey guys, I got the effect we want, right? Is this backroom spooky enough for you? Why can't we go through here? I need to check collisions. I need to check collisions real quick. Show simple collision. I'm gonna make him like thin. And you see this one. Show collision. I'm going to just clear this collision and create a box collision. Box simplify collision. There we go. Make it flat, and I'm going to just slightly scale it in. Not that much. Unbind the scale. Not that one. Scale. Now it doesn't go all the way to the edge there, just because a little bit of a gap, just in case, because we were kind of hitting into the walls a bit. And the floor, show the collision. Yep. Collision, remove, box collision. Yeah, that one will be fine. Ship it. Yeah. The bug happened to you sometimes? Yeah. Stop using comments and replacing them by simple tooltips. Oh, you're talking about these guys? Yeah, that's a good way of doing it. When you have like only one, like want to comment only one node, it's a good way of doing it. When you have like a bunch, like, you know, this. Yeah. I don't know why it does that. It's only occasionally, right? And if I move this, oh, it's still, I can still select this. I don't know. Yeah, but I want to also add, because a lot of people have been asking me, how do you like spawn different things? I also want to spawn in lights into the interior. So, well, let's go back to Blender real quick. And I'm gonna hide these guys. And then I'm going to like make it change the shape of this. So I'm going to just have like a slight inset on this. All right, just a varied piece on this. So it's just different. So this is going to be roof light, sure. Because I want to replace like every third or whatever of the roof to have a light in it and to be this pattern instead of the current one. So I can close out of here. I don't need this anymore. So let's go back to here. And let's bring this guy in. I'll have the same material. Yeah. Actually, I'm gonna not have the same material. I'm gonna clear the material for now, just so I can visualize it. I did not mean to close that. Let's open this up. So what I'm gonna want is another spline sampler, but this one, because right now we're doing every 400, and if I did absolute sample it, it's a sampling on the ground. Yoo-hoo. Why you no show? There we go. Yeah, that's another bug, by the way. Yeah, it's just selected all of a sudden, but sometimes you don't have to. So now it's back to working. So right now, right, we have these points everywhere. So I want like every fourth one. So to do that, I'm just gonna change the sampling. Instead of being every 400, it's gonna be like every 1200. Right, and so now we have the same effect, but now it's every 1200ths. We have a different one. So what we're now gonna do is, as you might imagine, just use a difference node. So we're gonna remove one from the other, and I'm gonna change this to binary. Minimum probably is fine too. Let's see if I can keep it on minimum. Plug that in there. Right, so now we have the gaps. Great. I'm gonna take these the transform points. I'm gonna take all of this. Let's push this down out of the way. Take you two. I'm gonna spawn these two here, and on this guy, instead of the floor one, it's gonna be the light one. Did it work? Wait, why is there no holes? Okay, so no, I do need binary. Wait. What's going on? Why it's oh, it's because of the bounds. So right now I'm sampling, right? I'm sampling debug extents are quite large, and if I change this to back to extents, they're also quite large. So I'm going to change, change this to like 200. There we go. So now it's no longer like pruning everything. And there we go. And now we have, ta-da! So now we have those swapped out, and you can see they're kind of in a grid. So if we want, we can have them a little bit closer together. So we can have like every other one be different. But let's have it every third. So effectively, right, the width of these is 400, so I'm doing 400 times something. So it's either 800, 1200, and then it's going to be perfectly in the grid. So let's do every other. And instead of static mesh, we're going to make a blueprint. Oops, not folder. Actually, yeah, I'll put the meshes in here. Materials. On there. And I'm going to make a new blueprint, and this is going to be BP roof light. And so all it's going to do is first get a scene component. So we can get rid of this icon. Add a static mesh. This is going to be our roof light. And then, as you might guessed, if you search for light, you get yourself a rectangular light. Yep, this way. And now we can go ahead and adjust the... Now let's change the radius, change the width. Let's do something like 130, 150, 150 seems good for our shape. There you go, like 150 by 150. Radius like way smaller. Is a radius like 500. And I'll stop it from snapping so I can just move it slightly down. There we go. Well, thank you. I don't think it's fantastic. I think it's, you know, the bare minimum for this. But yeah, for this, it'll suffice. But now what we can do is, right, instead of this, where we have now, let me stop sampling this, right? Instead of just pure darkness and, you know, this, I'm going to do, instead of static mesh spawner, I'm going to do a spawn actor. And here we can specify the blueprint we just made. BP reflect. Just put it in. And instead of collapse after, merge PCG only. Look at that. And now we need to, of course, I need to fix the material on this. But there you go. Now there's light. So let's, a couple of things. Let's adjust the intensity of this light. And let's adjust the radius of this light. Maybe 1,000's too high. Also, it'll make it easier if I turn off game settings and turn it to 0. And now this is more accurate. So do something like that. And maybe give it a there you go. No. Practice. Just practice. It is. I graduated college as valedictorian of my class with majoring in animation visual effects. So I became a generalist. I was a 3D generalist back in 2011. So I've been like doing some computer stuff and graphics for over a decade. So a lot of this kind of stuff, where it's just like, okay, make a cube, insert, put a light in, like it's second nature, which is also a lot of times why I'm bad at explaining some stuff, some basic stuff, because to me, I don't even think about it. And so a lot of times people, like when you guys or you know, someone on Discord and comments be like, hey, like, how do you do this? Like, right, you know, that's not obvious, like, to but that comes with experience, you know. But now, right, so now we have this, you know, the backrooms. Why is this? Why do I have a collision here? Is my only thing. It's my only question. Like, what is here that I'm colliding with? That's what I don't understand. I mean, it's fine, right? Oh, I figured it out. I'm an idiot. You guys know all those cubes that we added into the scene? You know, these cubes, they have collisions. It would help to turn them off. No collisions. Take the cylinders. No collision. Problem solved. Now it makes sense. I'm wondering, like, why, like, it shouldn't, like, I put the collisions in, like, in a decent spot, Remember how I said, you know, it's always something small and stupid. Like whenever you do something wrong and like you can't figure it out, it's always something small and stupid. There, and here's our room, right? Here's the big room. It's all cut out. Graduate engineer in electronics. Like, ooh, see, that's awesome. Yeah, just, you know, there's a saying, right? 10,000 hours is how long you need to do to become a professional at something. I mean, it's not exactly 10,000 hours. Some people learn faster, some people learn slower. So, you know, but the point is, you need a lot of practice in something in general to become really good at it, and that's all it is. I think anyone can do, like, anything I'm doing, I think anyone can do. I don't think there's anything that I do is like, no one else can do this. Did I not change the collision on this guy? No collision? Huh. There's something here that is still weird. I don't know what I was colliding with there, if that has no collision on it. I mean, it's fine. Point is, it works. We got the whole thing working, which is I'm happy with, you know. So now we have, you know, lights, and obviously, like, when you would do this for your own thing, like if you wanted to do this for yourself, you would use this as a layout tool effectively. You create the layout and then you're done. So for example, let's say hypothetically, you did this layout and you're like, I'm happy with it. I want to lock it in. I don't want to move this anymore. Like, I don't want to update it anymore. I just want to, whatever this is, I'm happy with. You can just select the blueprint, go to PCG, like with PCG, select click clear PCG link, and that's it. This is now a graph by itself. I can just move this around, and if you come here, here's all your stuff. It is now just instant static meshes in here, and bam, done. Right, and all the blueprints are still like part of it. So it created a stamp, and then all the blueprints are parented under it, and the original blueprint actor has all the instant static meshes, and underneath it are all the blueprints. So now you have just the one instance. You can just move around and do whatever you want with. Scale it. That probably doesn't work with blueprints, but you get the point. And then you still have your original. Or you can just go in and click generate again. Yay! Hey, Antonio! Yeah, it was just during the stream. Yep. Yeah, in the past, what, hour and a half-ish? Yeah, we got this going full of PCG. I'll be making a video for this, a nice edited down version of this. Not of the live stream, I'll make like a proper video like I usually do for Sunday of how to do this. But yeah, so someone in the comments, like when I was asking about, oh, there's a little, a little hole here. Oopsie. To the outside world, quick, turn away. Yeah, just someone was like, can we do like a backrooms? And I'm like, I looked on YouTube, and every single tutorial I found on YouTube shows you how to create a wall and manually place it. I don't want to manually place shit. So now if I'll turn off the roof real quick. Now I'll leave this plugged in. This doesn't matter, right? All right, so now we can go and make any shape we want. place doors wherever we want, make like empty rooms if I want to. Clear out areas. This one, like if I want to have another room in here, I can go in tags and then add another tag and then clear walls, exterior, and now we have an outline on this guy. And now we need an entrance in here for sure. So I'll put this here. And there we go. So we have a couple of entrances. So we just made an extra room, and this room will always be in this situation. So no matter how I, regenerate this, it'll always be in that location, and there'll be and the rest is just randomized. I'm gonna try to stream around this time, so I went live at 6:30 p.m. Probably 6:30 p.m. / 7 p.m. Pacific, because I get off work at 6 p.m. So I'm gonna try to keep it like this. I don't know yet because I just started streaming again this week. I don't know for sure what I'm doing with the weekend. Tomorrow I'm probably gonna be busy because I need to record the video, edit, and all that stuff. So I don't know if I'm gonna stream tomorrow. We'll see. So weekends are up in the air of what, when, where, why. But I want to do it every day. But as for the time for the weekends, I have no clue. Weekdays, I'm gonna try around then. That's the plan. We'll see how it goes. Yeah, there you go. Well, I'd say this was a success. I'm actually pretty happy with this. This is a good generator, effectively. Yeah. So, I guess. Since this did not take nearly as long as I thought it would, I can do some game dev stuff for a bit. If you guys are cool with it. Unless you have some questions or whatnot, or some requests for this. I'm thinking continue a little bit of the game dev stuff. File open recent. Yeah, we're doing our second enemy. Also, I realized that I have no ranged attacks on any of my enemies. But I'm sure it'll be fine. I'll figure something out. Figure something out. So yeah, if you guys don't know, I've been working also on a game. That's mostly what I've been streaming game dev stuff all week. Today's the first day I was doing non-game dev stuff because I want to get ready for the video. That's like a 2.5D game. I need to remove the root motion from this guy. So let's do that first. Let's go animation. And this is in the Y. So here, first frame, delete. Oh, look at that. He doesn't move back anymore. Man, so hard. Yeah, it's for my 2.5D game. Yep. I'll pull it up in a second. I'll put it up in a bit. I'll show you. But let me attach this to you. Let me reattach your material. Bam. Okay, that seems good. I just need to change. I don't want this, so I'll just put it here, so that way it just doesn't have any impact on anything. Because now if I render this, so yeah, all I'm doing here is I'm converting the 3D into 2D sprites in 8 directions. So it's going to be an 8-directional animation. So I'll show you guys how I do that real quick. Let's go ahead and save this as death. Save. Because I use ChatGPT to help me write this script. Because I am not a programmer whatsoever. But basically, if I go ahead and navigate to this folder, yeah, there's only these 2 files here. If I hit play, it creates the folder called D, and there's the entire thing being rendered out. All 8 directions, one go. And it's done. Awesome. So now I need to do render out the neural map. You know, so if you're curious what it looks like, right? It's the neural map of the character. So I just change that like that. Type N, press play, and we're done. Okay, all 8 sides are done. There's a few tutorials on this on YouTube, but none of them are as simple as just running the script. So thank you, ChatGPT, for helping me write the script. Okay, so now that I have those rendered out, right, I can use Microsoft Power Tools to just rename this to be Brentling Death. Apply. It's renamed. It's already in order, which is why I had to do that thing. Apply. Renamed. So now I can go Sprite and get our sequences going. Ta-da! Yep, low res and doesn't have any of the like fancy stuff. So yeah, it does a decent job. It's not perfect, but it does an okay job. So now, right, this is actually convenience in multiples of 20. So now these are already ordered for me in clockwise order, starting from down. So all I need to do is just select them, give them the tag that is the correct orientation, because again, they were specifically rendered in this order. So I don't need to be like, okay, which one's which. And I renamed them to make them in numerical order, so that I can just bring it into a sprite like this. So now, if I go ahead and just split it, right? So there's my entire thing. Right, you can see. So now I change this to normal. Normal. Export, and let's do the diffuse. And do the same thing. Down. Left. I haven't figured out how to like streamline this process yet, but that's like on my list of things I want to do. Is streamline this process as well, ideally. And this one was considerably faster because it was multiples of 20, so it was very easy to just know which frames to select. Save. Save. Okay, export. Beautiful. So now, yeah, close out of here. Let's swap projects. To my game dev project. No. What you're seeing is Paper ZD, a free plugin that someone else is working on. It's not Paper 2D, it's Paper ZD. That's why it's different and improved. Okay. Alright, I need to still do the animations for him. If I temporarily swap these guys around. Alright, so this A-directional functionality, that's Paper ZD. Right? You're not getting this in Paper 2D. At least not very easily. Yeah, the errors is because we're not done setting up the gruntling that I'm just bringing in. Yeah, so... Yeah. I'm sorry to burst your bubble. Now everything makes... Yeah. So yeah, that's kind of the thing. But this is Paper 2D functionality. Bringing in this JSON file and having everything populate for me automatically. That is default Paper 2D functionality. Right, so now I just right-click, create flipbooks, and I'm done creating the flipbooks. Basically. So you need to do some changes, like changing the pivots and all that. Make the normal maps actually normal maps, flip the green channel. But in terms of this, right, it just already created all 8 directions. So this is how fast I took that animation, converted it into sprites, and now brought it in. So now I can go in here, go to my characters, enemy, gruntling, and then we plug in, make a new animation sequence now. And now here's what this entire system here. This was Paper ZD. This I'll be able to select 8 directions. Paper ZD. It is not Paper 2D. Oh yeah, it is so much better than the original. I mean, it works on top of the original. To be fair, right? It's not. It doesn't replace everything completely. It adds on top of it, but the stuff it adds is amazing. Like when I learned of it, I'm like, okay. I actually want to make a 2.5D game. It was a matter of seeing Paper ZD, what it can do, and then learning about Octopath Traveler as well. So now, right, so here if I hold shift, you can see I can just rotate this and it'll be like in any direction. Ta-da. So we have that. So what I need to do, though, is create an actual animation blueprint. So, because it is complaining. So let's make an actual animation blueprint. So that way we can have things actually running properly. And I'm going to grab my previous animation blueprint for reference. But like, for example, this animation blueprint, right, is a Paper ZD thing. You don't get this with Paper 2D. Like if I go to event graph, like literally get owning actor is a target Paper ZD instance, right? So you don't get, this is all Paper ZD. Gruntling. Right? Yeah, I'm just casting to it. Promoter variable. Gruntling. let's go to the anim graph, and here I'm gonna just take this, copy, paste, make my life easier. You go here. Okay, so now I have just this entire functionality here. I just need to replace everything. Makes it easy. Okay, so I don't have idle. So I don't have run yet. I don't have jump. I don't have hit. This needs to be replaced. I do have a death now. So let's go ahead and grab ourselves the death. And let me just fix up all of these. If I could do compile, it'll just bring me all of the... yeah, it's gonna complain about it not having things plugged in. That's fine. Okay, I'm just gonna do... I'm just gonna play death on all of them. Run. All right, here's your run. Okay. Review. This is gonna look ridiculous, by the way, when I hit play, because nothing's gonna work in terms of animation wise, because they don't have enough animations yet. But, you know, it won't error. That's which means we're almost done with these. Okay. We're good. So now if I go to Gruntling, Gruntling. So this animation component is a paper ZD thing. And here I can do AVP Gruntling. So this is gonna look ridiculous, like I said. That's him moving towards me. But look at that, his attack, right, is correct. He's playing the death animation moving to me. That's why it looks silly. Let me just real quick. I'm going to go to the grunt link, and so for the attack, he doesn't actually have an attack notification here. So if I look here, so here I want to grab a add notification state attack. So yeah, 9. How long do we want this to be? Like 2. Here. Okay, and then, so now I also have all these things exposed, so I can change the max range on this. On a radius. Change the damage, let's say 15 damage. Maybe a little bit of knockback, like 300 knockback. Let's try that. So now I've set these values. I put the attack in here. So now if he does whatever he does, right? So he attacks me, I get knocked back a little. You can see the damage is going back. Yeah, Paper ZD is entirely a free plugin. Yep. But I need to. So there we go. Oh, okay. The thing that didn't do actually properly is to change the. All this. Is the actual death animation should not be looping. So now when I kill him, It's hard to tell when he's dead because he's playing. There you go. So he stays in place. Ta-da! Yay! Right. So we now got. So once we have all the animations in, he's gonna be good to go. Nice and quick. Yeah, you need to. That was his death. Let's do another one since we have time. Let's go ahead and remove this guy. Now let's import a new one. So, yep, let's do the hit. This one he takes damage. Again, he's moving backwards. I don't want him to move backwards. How many frames is this? 20? Let's change the output to be 20. Let me change this. I almost feel like it could be 15, actually. It doesn't need to be that long. Yeah. That is better. Stop. No.
Alika says, wow, face with open mouth. No, stop it. I need to finish my current project first, face with tears of joy.
No, I will not stop. Can't make me. I'm having too much fun with that. This one. Delete. Now he's in place. Look at that. Beautiful. Material. Bam. Get this constraint back on him. Done. There he is. Okay, let's save this. This is going to be the hit. Save. Okay, so this is hit. Go. And it's already going to be rendering out the hit animation. In fact, it's already done. Let's change this to normals. Turn off freestyle. Normals. Go. It's already done. Hit. Apply. And apply. I've been wondering if I can have ChatGPT do these changes as well. But I'm like, no, it's fine. It's working right now as it is. I don't need to like push. Okay, you're good. I want to know how the text to speech reads the word offended that you wrote. Is it gonna care about your capitalizations? I want to know. So you're going on the text to speech.
Alika says, I feel offended. Okay, no, I'm joking. Don't ban me, please, upside down face.
It does not care about capitalization whatsoever. Okay. I didn't think it would, but I was like, maybe there's a chance it would be like something interesting. No, it doesn't care. Does not care at all. So these are just 8 frames long. Great. Nice and short. Up left. No. And yeah, I'm like surprised. Like this yesterday, I was like, we did things so much faster than I expected, and today as well. Kind of glad. It's like a good surprise. Do it? Wait, do what? Hold on a second. Hold on, I think I missed something. What am I doing? Oh no, did I volunteer myself for something I didn't realize? I know I do a lot of speaking without thinking, but... what did I do? What did I get myself into now? Almost done with this guy. I want to get him to throw a bomb. So I'm going to need to figure out a way of... I need to figure out a way of getting him to... Ooh. This is why I check. This is why I check that and I zoom out. Because when everything is correct, it should all perfectly line up like that. Oh, the darkened. Oh, are you talking about this by heard?
All I can say is, I was responding to your dark intentions of using the post bot on me again.
You talking about those dark intentions? Oh, there's no dark intentions there. Not at all. The fact that it was SpongeBob for that one, I think that's perfect. Perfection. Okay, let's get the hit in. Hit. There we go. Okay, flip books. Oh, okay. It just wasn't loaded there. I got scared that it was broken there. Good. That's the point. Success in that case. My player-enemy interactions? Which part? I can explain whatever part you're talking about. In terms of player-enemy interaction, what part exactly are you curious about? And I'll try my best to explain it. Okay, so here we need to add a gruntling hit. 8 directions. It goes up to 16 directions. Like if you want to, you can do like a 16 directional, like sprite based setup. I don't know who would want to do in a 16 directional sprite based setup. Power to you if you do that. I mean, you can, right? If you do a 3D to 2D, you absolutely can. But at that point, like you might as well go 3D, right? I mean, performance differences, yes, fair. But it's cool. You can go like all the way there, all the way to like that speed. There you go. Nice hit animation. So now I can go into the anim graph, and we just need to go into this guy instead of death. Go hit, animation hit, and we don't want it looping. So now if I hit this guy, see how it plays the hit animation? He's a little cooldown on it, of course. But there you go. Now you place the little hit animation. On to the next one. I'm waiting to get to the run. Maybe I should do the run already. Jump. Let's do the run next, just so I can get rid of that ridiculous. You know what? Actually, the ridiculous run is kind of funny. No, let's do the run. Let's do the run. Okay, run is 39. And just like before, I need to... Why is he like all the way there? Okay, well, go to animations. Root, Y location. Delete, and then grab what? Why? Oh, there we go. Let's place you right there. Okay. So in that case, let me take all of this, remove you, and then let me zero this out, and then key it. And now you don't move. Perfect. And does loop. Perfect. The attack reaction part, like less stiff and more natural. Ah, okay. So if I go to my blueprint, so what I'm doing is when it takes damage, I can't take damage. Takes damage. So this is my graph. So I do the hit sound effects. I stop all animations. Launch, stop movement. So after he takes damage, basically, I tell him to play that stun animation. So this is Paper ZD, right? So effectively, like you could do this on a 3D character as well. But basically, I tell him to then go into the anim graph and play this animation on hit, right? And so he goes from whatever he's doing, doesn't matter where he is, he just jumps to play this animation. So if I hit him now, right, he just stopped there, and you see how, and then he also shakes a little bit. So he moves and plays the animation, and then I have an animation to clear the effect of that stun, and then I have this sprite shake. So if I go to, okay, double click, yeah. So then it goes in here, and it just sets relative location of that sprite to just be like to shake left and right a little bit. So that's what gives him the little shake effect, like when he gets hit. See how he shakes there? So if I was to turn that off, like so, you see how now you just normal hit, right? So now it's a normal hit, but that little shake gives it that, you know, that old school, like, the old school fighting game, like hit animation, right? And that makes it feel a little like more energetic, I think. Maybe that's what's doing it, that little shake. But otherwise, yeah, it's just on it when it gets hit. He plays that animation from wherever he is, and then just shakes a little bit. And I have a cooldown stun reset because there's he can't be stunned, quote unquote. He can't go into that hit stage because when he goes into that hit state, he can't attack back. So, for example, if I go to the gruntling real quick, enemies gruntling. So I can search for stun. And so he has a stun cooldown, and stun length and stun cooldown duration. So if I set this to be like 10 seconds, just show you. Once I hit him once, right? He's not playing that hit animation anymore because he's not actually getting stunned, and that's the like quote unquote hit. He's playing some other animation. It's hard to tell right now because, well, not all animations are in yet. That's what we're doing. But yeah. So let's go ahead and let's get this guy attached. I hope that explains it, what it is. Because I'm not sure if that's specifically what you were asking, but hopefully it was. If not, let me know. He's running also on his hand. It's kind of cool. And there we go. Yeah. Every second, yep. Export, or not export, save. Run. And you want to make sure that that hit animation does not loop. Very important. Because if it loops, it's going to look weird. So you want to make sure looping is turned off. Run. Go. I can go here. Run. And here's all the files being saved up. Okay, we're all done with that. Normal. Yes. So I stop all movement. Well, in my case, I stop. I stop movement and I stop any kind of animation overrides. So if he's in the middle of an animation, so if he's in the middle of an attack and he gets stunned, it stops the attack mid-animation, which is important. So you can effectively in a sense, counter. Because otherwise, let's say if he's doing like a big wind-up attack, let's say the attack takes 3 seconds. It's like a boss one, right? It's a boss attack and he's just winding up and you hit him and you're supposed to stun him for like a second or even half a second. But then his attack is so long, he's just gonna, the cooldown of that stun is gonna go bye-bye mid-animation, and then he's gonna get stunned afterwards. It doesn't really make sense. So I stop all his animations and all movement when this happens. So let's go ahead and name these to run. And rename these to run. It looks like a monkey, like a deformed monkey. Oh, it's 20 frames. Oh, that's so nice. Yes. I love it when it lines up. Yep. Hell yeah, 20 frames. Yes, any montages. Yep, exactly. So in Paper ZD, they're called animation overrides. But yes, they're effectively montages. Yep. So if you're doing for like a traditional 3D character, yeah, I would just, I believe there's a node that should be to cancel all animation montages. So you want to do that, and then, what's it called? And then, you know, proceed with all your other stuff. Because again, if you're being like hit and you want to get a hit effect in, if you're in the middle of like a long attack or a long animation or a long action of any kind, let's say you told the character just to move to a location and you don't want him to still be moving while he's being hit and stunned. So you can still have him like continue from where he was, but then you want to stop that. Hey ZZ, welcome in. How are you doing today? Also, I realized just now that we've moved on to doing a bit of game dev now that we're done with the PCG side, and it still says probably that I'm doing PCG. I can show the PCG if anyone wants. I mean, a video will be coming on Sunday of everything we did. But you just realized that I haven't updated like any of the titles or anything, and then we moved on. I'm quite happy. I'm quite happy with. I'm happy, quite satisfied with how it turned out. I think it adds a good way of to tackle that if they want to for themselves. That sounds awesome. That sounds like a fun game. I don't know the rest of it, but that sounds awesome. I'm having too much fun with that. I've always wanted this feature because I used to stream like multiple times. Games at the time, not this. But I've always wanted the feature to pull up messages on stream. Finally I have it, so I'm just giddy. Yeah, no worries, Illiga. Absolutely, anytime. Some might say that's what I'm here for. I'm here to help you specifically. No one else. Just you. Only reason. So it's all I stream for, right? To specifically help you. Let's get the run in, and then we can have like at least like a decent sort of animation cycle in here. Oh yeah, I have homing projectiles on my. I have ranged enemies that are doing like lobbing projectiles. It's actually quite difficult to find a tutorial on that. I'll be honest. It's like it's a whole thing to do like a lobbing style projectile, as I found out. It's not as simple as you would have guessed. So, if you wanted to do like a homing projectile, you can actually the projectiles component has like a homing option. If you just want like homing, but to do like a throw, like a grenade that goes to an area that of a player that doesn't home, that's more complicated. But if you want just like actually follow the player type of effect, add a projectile component, and there's a homing thing in the detail panel. I don't know if that's what ZZ's doing, but that's a way of doing it. In case you want, you were curious. Oh yeah, projectile movement. Yeah, so that's exactly what I was talking about. 30% of the time, the spell will evade and bounce off the player. It'll fly in a mirror direction, collide the environment. Oh, that's cool. It's great at big distances, but once the target's getting close, it's a total nightmare. Yeah. I'll show you what... if you don't care about home... So what you can do... I'll show you some ways of... around that. You can do it based on distance. If it's up close, you can use like sort of like with my method. And if it's further away, you can use the projectile component, and you could swap based on the distance between the two actors. But I'll show you in 1 second. Let me just change the run here. So now, look at that! He's running after me, little bugger. Yeah! Look at that. Let me show you. So if I go to my actual like, game, if I play. And let me find a ranged enemy. Oh, there's a ranged enemy. There's a couple of ranged enemies. So see, they're gonna fire with projectile, and it goes to where I am, like when they shoot it. So I can move out of the way, so it doesn't home, but it shoots to where I am. So at close distances, you can do something like that, or what you can do is at further distances, it actually homes. So the other thing is if because oh, here, let me actually go back to and kill some. Actually, go to the testing one I can do here. So here, if I kill this guy real quick, you see these orbs? So these orbs, that's homing. That's projectile movement homing. And I have it when it touches, touches through you twice, you pick it up, and sometimes once. It's like 1 to 2, depending on like a random number. And I need to tweak the values on this. But the funny thing is, you saw how originally it jumps out of the enemy, right? It jumps out of him and falls as though it has physics. You cannot have physics on and use the homing option. To the point where you can't even, in the blueprint, turn off physics and then turn on homing and have it work. So that system is 2 blueprints. So what it's doing is it first has a blueprint that it spawns that launches that orb that just launches and has gravity, and it'll collide on the ground. But around that orb, it has a radius, and when I come close to it, it swaps that ball with another blueprint that is also that exact ball. It destroys one and replaces it with another, and that new ball has the homing properties. So it starts with a non-homing and then becomes a homing. So if you have trouble with the homing at close range, see about starting some kind of projectile at short distances that is not homing, like component homing, but then after a certain distance becomes the component homing. So you get the benefit of the short range where you don't have that issue anymore, and the long range where you still have the full functionality of the homing. That would be my solution to do it. So that way you don't so you're getting the benefit of both the close range and the long range. Hopefully that makes sense. I don't know if it'll specifically work for your situation, but that's kind of how I did it, right? So if I kill this guy, right? So these guys, right, you can see they're dropped, but if I get close to them, what's actually happening is they're being swapped out, but they're spawning on top of each other on the same frame as they're being destroyed, so you can't tell. And then only they're spawning on top of each other with the same transform entirely. So it's a same frame swap, but you can't see that, and so I still have the physics version and the projectile version effectively, but it's two separate blueprints. It just makes it easier. Make a video about it. Homing projectiles are really elusive. Yeah. Maybe I will. Maybe I will make a video on that. Yeah. If I think it's in my testing. Yeah. So here's the. Yeah, so here's my so you can see this is my little test one. Here, if I get this guy out of the way so he doesn't do anything. So this is my test blueprint. So you can see just spawning. And if I get them closer to him, right, they start flying towards me. But for a moment, right, it doesn't immediately also. Keep in mind that also notice that they don't immediately spawn or go towards me. It does it after a moment, so that way it doesn't immediately home. It always has a little bit of the physics effect. And so the way it's working is, well, this is for that demo part piece. It's on a timer just spawning it. But basically just spawning this master item. Master. This is what happens when you don't type correctly. You got master item. And what this is it's a projectile that has impulse on it. And if I search it's not physics. What's it called? Oh, it's sphere. Sphere is when you search for it. Yeah, simulate physics. So see, so it's the first one that spawns has simulate physics enabled, and then it has that impulse, and then effectively after 1 second, so it goes up. It pushes itself up, and then a random direction, right? Slightly plus or minus a little bit to the sides, so that way it's not perfectly up. Alright, so that's why some go a little up, some goes up, left, right. And then after 1 second, the collision for the sphere, so you see this overlap sphere, becomes enabled, but it starts off ignoring everything. After 1 second, it becomes enabled. And then once that sphere sees that I have gone over it, which actually I don't need to cast here, as I've learned. I've learned a better way than casting. If you just want to know that it's the player that's picking this up and not the enemy, if that's all you care about, you can search for is player controlled and turn off context sensitive. And there's a is player controlled for pawn. If you click that, it'll just get you the instigator in between. And now I can just do a branch here with it. So now if it's the player that overlaps this, then it will do this. It doesn't need to be cast to the player anymore, which is great. And now what I can also do is, so once it's overlapped, right, it goes ahead and spawns that homing version and then destroys itself. Oh, sorry. And one last thing is the spawn transform is like get actor transform. So it literally takes its transforms and spawns the new version. And the new version is exactly the same thing, but it has the projectile movement component. For this one, I do need to cast. You could probably do with a what's it called? An interface later, but for now it's fine. Yeah, and all it's doing is when it's created, it sets me as the target. And what I can do actually is instead of casting here, because I don't need to cast here, I'm gonna actually fix this now. I'm going to promote this to a variable, call this player. And then I'm going to do the same thing here. And I'm just going to say player. Another actor is player controlled, or no, context sensitive. Switch this over. So now I can do this. So when the player goes over it, it already has a reference to the player because I got all my player originally when it spawned. So this should work. And now I no longer have a cast in here. The actor instigator is player control. Yeah, it is very, very nice. I didn't know about this. So now, yep. So see, it's still working. But I no longer have the cast in there. So that is awesome. So no need for anything that like the need for. You can see it spawns, but it doesn't immediately get picked up. And that's because again, I don't turn on that collision until 1 second after. I can change this to be longer. I can change this to be 3 seconds, and then it's going to come up, and then be around for a little bit, and then get picked up. I just wanted that effect, that that loot pinata kind of like poof, and then your loot jumps out of it effect, and then it gets picked up. I can do it like 0.5 seconds, and then if I do like 0.5, for example, it can just jump up, like it now jumps up and then floats over to you if you're close enough. But if you're not close enough, it'll fall to the ground, and then you can run over. He's playing the idol back there, but his idol's a death animation. If you're wondering what's going on back there. This is the first time you're seeing someone using instigator controller. I mean, I don't actually know fully or understand and really what it is. I think somebody in chat told me about this. I think someone in chat told me this. I'm pretty sure last week. It could be crazy. It is late. It is late for me now. But yeah, this is awesome. This right here is super awesome. Using circle and dependency plugin made you realize how dangerous casts are. Yeah, interfaces are great, but there are certain places where you don't want to interface, you want to cast. Like for example, like if I need to grab a variable from the enemy, and I have no reference to it, I just need to get that information from it. Right, and I just need that variable for whatever reason. A cast will get that variable to me, but the interface will send my information to the enemy. So if I'm doing the execution of the blueprint on the enemy, then I can do the interface to execute that stuff on the enemy. But if I'm doing everything on me and I need a variable from the enemy, then it's like otherwise you need to do like an interface into an interface, which is fine. You can do that. It just becomes a little more steps to do it from just rather than getting a variable, but it is probably better to do it that way. Using the instigator more from now on. Nice. Yeah, what do you have here? So you can find out if it's bot controlled, if it is just controlled, locally controlled. So if you're doing a multiplayer thing, I remember this, figuring out if this is the player controlled or not. Locally viewed, pawn controlled is player controlled. So you can find out all this stuff, which is great. You can find out like what kind it is. It doesn't, it just tells you if it's the right character, but like as I did for this, if I needed to execute like a function on that character, I still need to get that information somehow. In my case, I'm getting all actors of class. But actually, I don't need to do this. You know, I just thought of a better way of doing this. So here, I got this instigator. So what I'm going to do actually is I'm going to add myself this player. I'm going to change this to just an actor. Object reference, change variable type. I'm going to change this to be expose and expose on spawn. And get rid of this. Oh, I do need to change this to be a specific. Okay, let's keep this specific then. EP many. We'll see if this works. Probably won't. No, I need to. I think I do need to, because I was thinking of pushing through, but here I'm not casting, right? I'm not casting to him, to myself. I'm just getting the instigator. So pushing this through won't help me, because I need a reference to the actual character. No, I do need to, like, I need the actual reference to my character. No, it was I think, a good idea, but because, again, I need to get the components of the actual characters, I can't just use instigator. But I think you guys understand the thought process I had just there. Because if I could kill this by pushing it through, can I get instigator? I can. Yeah, so then I would use this, but I can't do this. I can use this to then cast to the character, but then get actor of class or cast to it. The result is the same, pretty much. But this is not requiring me to be there. In fact, what I'm going to do is, just to make sure it's safe, I'm going to do is valid. I'll need this if it's valid. There you go. There. So it's not really dependent on me actually being there, so it's not direct. Yeah, make an interface and pass the reference to yourself or the relevant variable to the, yeah. You're switching to interfacing for your state machines implementation now? Yeah. Interfaces are great. They're absolutely great. But cool. So that's how I did that, right? That's how I have this. And originally I was going to have this be like loot. Oh, the one other thing I want to change is right now, yeah, it's doing on a counter. So it basically has to go through me a couple of times, but I think I'm going to remove this counter and just have this be like this. So that way it just always, I always get picked up as soon as it goes to me. Yeah. Let's do that. No more hovering around me. Yeah. I'll keep this in. Like if I want to use it later. But yeah, let's just clean that up. Oh, you're in C++. I do not know C++, so good luck. I can't help you with anything there. But cool. Well, we have done yeah, we've set up more stuff on this guy, which is great. Right, he can now move and you come and attack us. And then when he moves back, we fixed this yesterday, I believe. He now moves back backwards. He doesn't like he continues to face us. And if you missed it, I'll show you what we did earlier today. And earlier today, we set up the PCG for this, for the tutorial of which I'll be making tomorrow for Sunday. For the good old backrooms. Yay! I'm quite pleased with this. Well, I'm glad you enjoy them. I'm really glad. That really means a lot. So thank you. Yeah, I was super nervous starting the streams up again. That's why it took me 3 months to start. I was going to start like in February, January, and just, I kept delaying it, you know. I'm an introvert, so anxiety and everything. But I'm glad I started. Now that I've started, now I can like, you know, actually do it properly. Look at that. Yeah. It works. It all works. All our rooms. Okay, but I think this is where I'm going to have to call it for the night. So thank you guys so much for joining me tonight. And just for shits and giggles, one last time for the road. Because I can.
All I can say is, you are helping a lot, procedural mind. You can't imagine how much I enjoy these skrums and chats.
With the spelling mistakes, it's even better. But thank you so much, guys. Do hope you enjoyed yourselves. Maybe you learned something. And we'll see. I don't know. No promises of being live tomorrow specifically. But, you know, we'll see. We will see. Give more streams, please. I really enjoy your voice, huh? Yeah, you have this very recognizable voice. It sounds like you would be someone maybe yellow and boxy, but with a little bit of holes. You maybe cheese-like. That's what you remind me of. I don't know why. Okay, guys, take care. No. If I end up streaming, I'll of course I'll post a notification, not a notification, a stream like coming soon thing on the channel as I always do, and we'll go from there. Okay, guys, have a good night. Take care.